For some really odd reason, my favorite type of reptile content here on YouTube is when the creators rate or otherwise review their subscribers' reptile enclosures. I only really know 2 YouTubers that do this, and they haven't added to that series in over a year. So I said, screw it, I'll make my own damn series. And I asked you guys to send me your enclosures over on Instagram a few weeks ago so that I can rate them. So today, we'll be looking at over some of the best and worst submissions that I received, so make sure to stay tuned. All right, let's start this off. By the way, I'll probably be looking down a bit because that's where the tablet is with the enclosures. But anyways, the first one comes from Carlos from Los Exotics. This one is for a bearded dragon. It looks pretty solid. It's a 4x2x2. It has a cool kind of like, I guess, enclosure. God, what is that word? Like a basking spot. Looks really cool. It's got stairs. Looks like it was homemade. It actually looks really damn good. You got the fake plants on the side. You got the water dish. You got the calcium. I also do see the lighting and the UVB on the left side, and it looks like he's actually basking directly under it, which of course you love to see. Overall, the enclosure is really solid. Nothing overtly wrong with it, I would say, but nothing to really take it over to that next level. Because of that, I'm going to give the first one a solid 4 out of 5 stars. The next entry on our list comes from Riddler from Riddler Reptiles, and my god, this is a very beautiful enclosure. This one is for his tokay gecko. It just looks honestly amazing. I'm not sure what the dimensions are. It looks like it's not very wide, but it does seem pretty tall. And it's just a very beautiful enclosure. Honestly, it's got the cork bark, it's got the live plants. It looks like a slice of the jungle in there. I think that's an LED up there. Correct me if I'm wrong, Riddler. Either way, it doesn't really matter. They don't really need UVB. My guy doesn't really get UVB anyways. But yeah, the whole enclosure just looks super sick. The plants look good. Tons of vertical opportunity for climbing. It seems like he has a background that's kind of custom made, and he doesn't have any on the sides, which is completely fine because tokays can climb anything. They don't really need like a certain material to be able to stick well. So overall, the enclosure just looks phenomenal. I should probably ask him what the dimensions are. I feel like if it was just a little bit wider, it would just be like top notch. But as it is, it's one of the nicer enclosures I've ever seen, really. So this one's gonna get a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Next up, we have Riddler again. The man decided to send in 2 damn enclosures, but it's all right. So this one is for his ball python. And this one he built from scratch. He actually has a series on YouTube if you guys want to check it out, but this one he built completely from scratch. It is such a nice enclosure. Usually I'm not a big fan of wooden enclosures, but he finished it like really nicely. It just looks very smooth. So I guess the guy really just knows how to work with wood. But yeah, the enclosure looks really awesome. He used to be a rack keeper. Sorry, not rack keeper. He used to have all his royals. My God, now I'm starting to sound like the Britishman. His ball pythons in racks, and now to see him giving them these kinds of enclosures is really amazing. This one has everything it needs. It's got places to climb. It's got this dark kind of area where it can hide out in. It's got the live plants, which just look phenomenal. It's got the heating. It's got the UVB. It's just a really nice looking enclosure. Honestly, I'm so close to giving it a 5, but I cannot overlook that ugly ass fucking wire on the left side, Riddler. You could have hid that, bro. You could have done something about that wire. It's bothering me so much that I'm gonna have to give it a 4.5 again out of 5. Before we keep going, I gotta give a special shout out to Alejandro Mena and Paolo Maldonado for being my 2 newest members of the Patreon family. I appreciate you guys so very, very much, as well as all my other Patreons. I absolutely love being able to just write their names in the Green Trees enclosure. It's just so much fun. I love seeing that wall just slowly grow. I also did add a new tier on Patreon. A new feature for every single tier, and that is double entry on any future giveaways. Now, you can feel free to read between the lines on that end. All I will say is now is as good a time as ever to join the Patreon. You guys do not want to miss what I have planned very, very, very soon. Lastly, I did announce this on my last video. 5% off all merch until the end of the month. There is a code that you will have to put in. I don't remember what that code was, so it's going to be up here somewhere on the screen. I did change the material on the shirts, so they're a lot more comfortable and just fit a lot better now. So feel free to check it out. But without any further ado, guys, let's get back into the list. Our next entry comes from Didi, also known as Skyview Love on Instagram. This is, of course, a really special one. They are, of course, enclosures for green tree pythons, which, as you guys know, are probably my favorite snake. No offense, Diana, but yeah, I absolutely love these enclosures. I think they're very simple yet very beautiful. You got the perches. I'm pretty sure they're David Brahms perches. They're the same ones I have. You got the large water dish, you have the temperature/humidity gauge, you got the fake plants that of course will provide cover for them. They are a relatively shy species, so you love to see that. It's got a really cool background. I'm not sure where that's from, but I think it looks really, really nice. And of course, the green tree pythons are stunning. It's one of the most beautiful snakes in the world. So always love to see them. And yeah, just a really, really solid enclosure. Really nothing wrong with it, but also nothing to really take it off to that next level, which is nothing against her or really anyone. It's just gonna be really hard to get 5s from me. I think a really pretty, beautiful enclosure like this, solid 4 out of 5. I absolutely love this one. Next up, we have Brad from Brad's Bioactive Builds. This one is absolutely beautiful, guys. This one is for his Kamini monitor, which, as you guys know, it's a very beautiful yellow, kind of large monitor lizard, and it is absolutely beautiful. I've told him a million times, I'm like, dude, that is my favorite animal in your collection. Definitely one that you guys will see over on this channel in a few years, most likely, but still, one day I will have a Kamini, I promise you. But anyways, this enclosure, oh my God, it is one of, if not the nicest enclosure I've ever seen. The man did it completely himself. He also has a series on YouTube. Please check it out. But my God, from everything from just the scaping, the background, the ledges, it just looks so nice. I don't really see this kind of color often, like this grayish kind of color. Usually people paint it more like a brown or red. I love the color on this one. I think it just makes everything else pop a little bit more. The live plants looks just so nice in there. It's super spacious for the lizard. You have that waterfall feature in the back. You have the misting system. You have just everything. This is the perfect enclosure. If there was a perfect enclosure, I would probably make it that one. Like, that's what I would tell people. Like, if you want to see a perfect enclosure, look at what Brad did for his Kamini. I just think it's absolutely wonderful. One of the best enclosures I've ever seen. So because of that, Brad, you are the channel's first ever 5 out of 5 stars. The next entry comes from Welving Reptiles on Instagram. This one is for an Argus monitor. This one looks like it's in some kind of grow tent. So right off the bat, losing points, monitors and grow tents. Yeah. He also has, yeah, I mean, I do like how big the enclosure is for the animal. I just don't think he made very good use of the space. There's a lot of empty space that could have been used for climbing or basking opportunities. On top of that, I hate how the lights are just inside of the enclosure, just dangling. You got the wires everywhere. And yeah, like I said, lots of empty space. This is just not an aesthetically pleasing enclosure at all. It may be functional. I mean, the lizard seems pretty healthy, so it probably is pretty functional. I just wish it just looked a lot better, had more, was a bit more filled in. You know what I mean? So because of that, I'm gonna give this one a 2 out of 5. Next up, we have I Met Perez, and she submitted an enclosure for a jumping spider. The jumping spider is very, very beautiful. I absolutely love it. I don't know the dimensions of this, but jumping spiders don't really need a lot of room. She decked it out pretty cool. It's got a nice background. I love all the little mushrooms and ladybugs, that little picket fence at the front. I like the bridge as well. I think that looks really cool. That little acorn house looks really awesome. And the photo she submitted of the jumping spider just looks very, very cute. Personally, I wouldn't design a jumping spider enclosure like that, but also I'm not a girl, so I get it. I probably would have made like, I don't know, I probably would have found a way to like throw in like a live plant in there. But for what it is and, you know, for the spider's sake, it absolutely gets the job done. I think the enclosure looks very, very nice. This one is gonna get a 4 out of 5. Next up, we have an enclosure from Will Exotic. This one is for his blue tree monitor, Avalanche, which is absolutely, do not go in my shirt. Oh my God, sorry. Anyways, Avalanche is beautiful. It's one of the nicest blue tree monitors I've ever seen. That being said, green tree monitors will always be superior, but I think blue trees are a close second. That being said, this enclosure is just phenomenal. This thing is massive. I forgot the dimensions. It was like 8 feet tall or something like that. Like 4 feet deep, and I don't remember. I think it was either like 4 or 5 or like 6 feet wide. I'm not sure, but the point is, this is another one of the nicer enclosures I've ever seen. I love just how thick it, I love how thick the plants in there are. It's just very heavily planted. It looks really, really nice. It really does look like a slice of the jungle. I see he's got this, what is it called? Air moss or spider moss or something like that. Point is, he stole it from the Everglades, probably illegally, I might add. But it looks really cool. I love how many climbing opportunities there is. I love how bright it is. I love just everything about the enclosure looks really, really awesome. The only downside is that he messed up and the wall, like something about, I forgot exactly what it was, but he doesn't have him in this enclosure anymore because the wall is like a bit too hard. So it was kind of messing with the monitor's nails or something like that. So it wasn't 100% fully functional, but pretty damn close. So because of that, he's gonna lose half a point. He was so close, but Mr. Will Exotic, you will finish out the episode with a 4.5 out of 5. That's the video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please make sure to hit that like button. It really helps a ton with the algorithm. Let me know if you guys want to see this turn into a series. I would love to do this again. If any of you guys want to send over your enclosures, or if the same people want to send over different enclosures. I think most of them have multiple animals. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and also let me know who do you think had the nicest enclosure out of everyone. I'm really curious to know. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to subscribe as well. That giveaway I hinted at will be coming at a certain threshold that we are very close to hitting. So make sure to stay tuned for that. And one more time for my Patreon fam, thank you all very much. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. But yeah, man, that's gonna do it for today. As always, thanks for watching and enjoy your reptiles.